Hello, and welcome to another edition of Coffee Talk with immigration attorney Brian D. Lerner. Uh, I'm broadcasting today from the Bahamas. I was here for a conference and actually got caught an extra day here because of the storm up in the half the United States canceled a lot of flights. So here I am. Um, but I'd like to get my video out, so here we go. I'd like to talk today about what's called the intermittent visa. What is it? How can you use it? And how does it help get around certain other restrictions that exist? Now, the word intermittent by itself basically means periodically, or not full time, or on occasion. Okay, and that's exactly what the intermittent visa is. It basically is a work visa that is not required for you to come and work full time forever or for until the expiration of the visa. And so what comes up first of all is the H-1B. As many of you know, the H-1B has a 6-year limitation, which that can be renewed yearly. If you have had a perm or I-140 pending for a year, then it falls under certain provisions that allow it to be renewed year after year. However, a lot of people who are under H-1Bs do not have that opportunity. The boss doesn't want to petition them for the green card, the perm, so forth, or they can't find another employer that's wanting to do it. So for these people, the H-1B is all they have. So, if in that respect you have used up to 6 years, you're going to have to go. Okay, you're going to have to leave for a certain amount of time outside the U.S. But if you were to get an intermittent H-1B visa, where, for example, less than 6 months of the year, you have to come in and do whatever it is you do and then leave, then there's not the 6-year restriction because it's an intermittent H-1B visa. And then there's some talk as to whether if you were to change on the 6th year the regular H-1B to an intermittent H-1B, whether that would allow you to not have to leave for the specified period of time, which is at least a year, outside the U.S. So, some of these jobs, some of the H-1B jobs really are intermittent, where it's just not necessary to work the entire year on the particular position and then to come back. So that's how it works with the H-1B. Now there's what's called the H-2B. Okay, and a lot of times people think the H-2B is essentially just for seasonal type work, or once, peak overload type work, but that can also be intermittent, where the particular job requires you to come in and do 3 months of work here, and then you leave, and then you come back again, and you do 3-4 months of work, and you keep coming back and forth like that. That would also be intermittent. Now, you're probably thinking those are the only two visas that are applicable as to whether or not it's intermittent or not, but in actuality there's more. The L1, which is an intercompany transferee visa, that also has a time limitation, how much you can go and where it is that you're able to use the L1. Well, likewise, either whether it's L1A or L1B, which is either managerial or specialized knowledge, you can make those intermittent visas as well. Sometimes, for example, if you're starting up a new L1 and the manager who's getting an L1A has to come and get things running, and then come back, once a year for a few months to make sure everything is, hunky-dory, to sort of say, then the L1 can also be intermittent. So bottom line is, if the visa you're using has time limitations, which only permit you to come in for a certain period of time, and then you have to stay out for a certain period of time. You can more or less get around that by doing the intermittent version of the visa, and then secondly, if the job required isn't full time anyways, then you can apply in the beginning for an intermittent visa. There's people, for example, in Mexico or Canada who actually live in Mexico or Canada, and they come across the border in order to work for a few hours each day and then go back. Okay, so there's different ways of using this. Okay, so if you like the video, click like, subscribe. Feel free to give my office a call, give you a free consultation, let you know what can be done. Okay, more on the coming videos.